Hi, my friends, and welcome to Storytime for the week of March 21st, 2021. I'm Miss April, your youth librarian at Janaden Hutton Public Library, and today we're going to talk about the current season. Do you know what season we just started? Spring! It's spring! It's spring today. It's very chilly today as I record this, so it's a very cold start to spring, but it's spring. So today we have a book and two songs and a sweet little spring craft to make together. So if you're ready, let's sing the spring song. Okay? The sun is shining bright. The sun is shining bright. Oh, how I love the warmth. The sun is shining bright. And then in the spring, it rains a lot. The rain is falling down. The rain is falling down. Oh, how I love the sound. The rain is falling down. And when you have sun and you have rain, you get flowers. The flowers start to bloom. The flowers start to bloom. Oh, how I love the sight. The flowers start to bloom. All right, we're going to be singing those songs for a few weeks, except for our Easter week. We'll do something different. But for quite a few weeks in spring, we're going to sing the same two songs. So you're going to get to know them very well. All right, I have a book for you today. It's called The Curious Garden. People will soon be getting their flower beds and acres ready for vegetation and beautiful landscaping. Yes, we will. The Curious Garden by Peter Brown. I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer to me so you can see the book and the artwork. There we go. Here we go. There once was a city without gardens or trees or greenery of any kind. Most people spent their time indoors. As you can imagine, it was a very dreary place. Just ugly. Nothing beautiful. However, there was one boy who loved being outside. Even on drizzly days while everyone stayed inside, you could always find Liam happily splashing through his neighborhood. It was on one such morning that Liam made several surprising discoveries. He was wandering around the old railway, as he did from time to time, when he stumbled upon a dark stairwell leading up to the tracks. The railway had stopped working ages ago, and since Liam had always wanted to explore the tracks, there was only one thing for a curious boy to do. Liam ran up the stairs, pushed open the door, and stepped out onto the railway. There he is. See, the tracks are all broken. The first thing he saw was a lonely patch of color. Wildflowers and plants were the last things he had expected to find up there. But when he took a closer look, it became clear that the plants were dying. They needed a gardener. Liam may not have been a gardener, but he knew that he could help. So he returned to the railway the very next day, got to work. The flowers nearly drowned, and he had a few pruning problems, but the plants patiently waited while Liam found better ways of gardening, singing to them. As the weeks rolled by, Liam began to feel like a real gardener, and the plants began to feel like a real garden. Do you see them growing? Most gardens stay in one place, but this was no ordinary garden. With miles of open railway ahead of it, the garden was growing restless. It wanted to explore. The tough little weeds and mosses were the first to move. They popped up farther and farther down the tracks and were closely followed by the more delicate plants. Over the next few months, Liam and the curious garden explored every corner of the railway. Look at it growing. And growing. And growing. It's starting to get cold again. He's got his scarf on. Look at that. After spending his spring and summer and autumn with the garden, Liam's time on the railway was finally interrupted by winter. Heavy blankets of snow fell on the city that season, and for the first time since he'd become a gardener, Liam could not visit the plants. There he is, going sledding and looking up there, wondering how his plants are doing. Rather than waste his winter worrying about the garden, Liam spent it preparing for spring. Getting ready. After 3 cold months, the snow finally began to melt, and Liam rolled his new gardening gear over to the railway. Winter had taken a toll on the garden. It's not quite as lovely, is it? But thanks to Liam's planning, his handy new tools, and a little help from the sun, the plants soon awoke from their winter sleep. He's singing to them again. The garden had always wanted to explore the rest of the city, and that spring it was finally ready to make its move. Once again, the tough little weeds and mosses set out first. They popped up farther and farther from the railway and were closely followed by more delicate plants. The garden was especially curious about old, forgotten things. See it growing in the truck and in the old abandoned home. A few plants popped up where they didn't belong, like on a stop sign or a fire hydrant. Others mysteriously popped up all at once. There they are. Mysteriously. Get it? Mysterious. He's replanting them in places. But the most surprising things that popped up were the new gardeners. Look at everybody. All of these people and the ones up here gardening along to make their city more beautiful. More new gardener pictures. Many years later, the entire city had blossomed, but of all the new gardens, Liam, a grown-up with kids of his own and a wife, Liam's favorite was where it all began, on the railroad tracks. Maybe. There's his beautiful garden. What do you think? Would you like to have a garden? Do you have a garden of your own? Maybe you do. Maybe you do already have a garden of your own. All right, we have another spring song. There is a time when flowers bloom and grass turns green all over. It is coming soon. It is coming soon. It is coming soon. Oh, spring is coming soon. We love spring. We'll get to see all those beautiful spring flowers soon. There is a time when birdies sing and children play outside. It is coming soon. It is coming soon. It is coming soon. Oh, spring is coming soon. You want to sing that chorus with me one more time? It is coming soon. Here we go. It is coming soon. It is coming soon. It is coming soon. Oh, spring is coming soon. Very good. Well, we read a book about a garden, so today we're going to make a flower. Do you see my flower? Yes. And what you will need to make your flower are a couple of pieces of paper. I just have a half a sheet of construction paper, any color. And I have, as you can see, the leftovers from where I cut the center out of this page. And I have some glue in my basket, scissors, a pencil to trace with, and I'm using this as a form or I'm just going to trace it. I don't know what to call that, a form? To trace around to make that center, yeah. And a straw for the stem of my flower. Just a drinking straw. All right, let's get started. I'm going to tilt my camera down so you can see me work a little better. Alrighty. First thing we're going to do is trace and cut out our center. So, I think it'll fit right there. Alright, and I'm done with my pencil, and I'm done with the thing I traced. So I'm going to cut it out now. I've got that circle that I traced. And you can make yours any size you wish. Any size you wish. Okay, so I have that. I'm going to set that aside and put this in the basket. I don't need it anymore. Now, we are going to cut this on the long end, but we're going to fold it because you need 6 strips. 6 strips. I think. Yep, we need 6 of them. So I'm going to fold it like an accordion fold. Grown-ups at home, but for kids, that means I fold it toward the wall, and then that's one fold. I'm going to flip it back and fold it toward me. That's 2 toward the wall. There's 3, and I'm just folding it over itself. Back towards me. There's 4. Flip and toward the wall. There's 5. And toward me. There's 6. So I have 6 strips. Now what I'm going to do is cut down both sides of this. Yep, just cut completely. Cut the folds off, basically. Okay, so we can get rid of that, put it in our basket, and then we're going to cut the other side, the folds completely off, and we'll have 6 strips, but we're not done cutting at that point. Trying to keep those as together as I can so that they're even. Alright, so I went through all of those. You may not be able to do all 6 at home, boys and girls, with your small hands. You might need some help from a grown-up, or you can cut them apart individually on the fold. That's fine too. So now we have 6 strips. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Oh, I think I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do because I had a little bit extra left over, so I don't need that. I only need 6 strips. Okay, so I have my 6 strips. And all right, we're going to separate these. You need 2 strips and 4 strips. The 4 strips we're going to cut in half. So I just folded all 4 of them in half. So there we go. We got those cut in half. We'll set those aside. The 2 we're going to cut in half. And then we're going to cut them in half again. So I'm folding them in half and then in half again. And I just realized there's something I forgot. So I'm going to push pause real quick and grab my stapler. A stapler makes this a lot easier if you have one at home. If not, you can use glue. You'll just need to dry a little bit. So hold on so I can show you how to do this. 1 second, be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I've got my stapler. And we're going to build our petals for our beautiful flower today. So I'm taking 1 large strip and 1 half-size strip, and I'm putting them, I'm matching their edges. And then I'm going to fold down the short one and fold down the tall one. And it will look like that. And I'm going to staple it. There's 1 petal. Now we're going to do that with all the rest of them, okay? So 1 large, 1 half-sized, fold and fold. And staple on the edge. There's 2. And when we're done with this, we'll have 8 petals for our flower. Are you looking forward to seeing the beautiful flowers that'll be budding? Do you have any flowers coming up at home? Some daffodils, maybe, starting to come up at home. I have some little purple wildflowers I saw showing up. That one I didn't get, so I just need to re-staple. And I think here at the library we have some flowers starting to appear in our little pots outside. We have some, well, they're quite big pots outside for flowers. And let's see, we have just 2 more to go. And then we get to glue our beautiful flower together, which is the most fun part, right? Yeah, it is. And this is our last petal. So we're done with our stapler at that point. We have all 8 petals ready. They all look like this. And this, yes they do. And then we will take our flower and turn it upside down because we're going to put glue all over this, and we're going to use quite a bit of glue, okay? You want it to be a little bit thicker so your flower petals will stick in it. Okay. I'm going to maybe try to get it is fine to just put the glue all over because you're going to put your straw on it too. I'm going to try to get the camera a little bit closer and focus on just the flower, okay? Move my lesson plan over, bring you a little closer to me, and down, and I hope you can see all the glue that's on that. Then we're going to work in an opposite. So you set it in a little bit of glue on its side. Do you see how it's up on its side? And then I'm going to put one on the opposite side. And then I have one to go at the top. Yes, I do. And one to go at the bottom. And then we're going to put 4 more in these 4 spaces. So one will go here, and here, and up here. There's a good dollop of glue on that one. That's a good one. And finally, right here, I'm going to actually move some glue over so it has some right here. All right. Yeah. You can make another circle and put on the top if you wish. Then I'm going to snip off the bendy part of my straw with my scissors. Flew. Finish with the scissors. And then I'm going to make a home for my straw, which I'm just going to tuck between 2 petals. And then that's it. And we let it dry until it's completely dry, okay, boys and girls? Because it will fall off of the glue if you don't. So you leave it where it is until it's completely dry. And then, when it's completely dry, you'll have a flower, just like mine. If you would like to make the craft today and you do not have materials at home, please call me at 740-254-9224 or email me at april@janadenlibrary.org or reach out to me through Facebook Messenger at our Facebook page. Well, you're probably watching this on it, but if you're not, if you're watching it on our YouTube channel or our website, just go to Facebook and search Janaden Hutton Public Library. We're the only one in the world. You can't miss us. So you'll find us there. So if you'd like to make this craft at home and you need materials, reach out to me in one of those ways, and I will put together a materials packet for you to make a craft at home. Okay? Let's see. Next week, we're talking about spring rain, I do believe, because it's going to rain a lot in spring. It already does. It started probably already. We've seen a lot of rain recently. And we're going to get quite a bit more. So next week we're going to talk about rain and have a craft related to rain. So I will see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.